Save on Cox Internet when you add Cox Mobile and get fiber-powered internet at home and unbeatable 5G reliability on the go. So whether you're playing a game at home,
yes, goal,
or attending one live, you can do more without spending more. Learn how to save at cox.com/internet. Cox Internet is connected to the premises via coaxial cable. Cox Mobile runs on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability as measured by Ookla LLC in the U.S. 2H 2023. Results may vary, not an endorsement. Other restrictions apply.
Worried about letting someone else pick out the perfect avocado for your perfect impress them on the third date guacamole? Well, good thing Instacart shoppers are as picky as you are. They find ripe avocados like it's their guac on the line. They are milk expiration date detectives. They bag eggs like the 12 precious pieces of cargo they are. So let Instacart shoppers overthink your groceries so that you can overthink what you'll wear on that third date. Download the Instacart app to get free delivery on your first 3 orders while supplies last. Minimum $10 per order. Additional terms apply.
I met a guy recently who told me that he spends roughly $250,000 a month. I talked to another person recently who made $50 million at the age of 30. What do you do with that money? How do you spend it? How do you not spend it? What do you invest in? If you meet a rich person, these are questions everyone wants to know, but you're too embarrassed to ask. That's the whole premise of MoneyWise. We talk to real people who have made a significant amount of money, and we ask them all about their finances. My name's Sam Parr, and the podcast is called MoneyWise. That's one word, MoneyWise. You can find MoneyWise wherever you get your podcasts.
It's showtime, baby! You'll go wacko, bananas, nuts, crazy, unbelievable!
This is the Bob and Jeff Show, starring Bob Lutz.
You don't have any idea what my life was like before you came along. You know, most people want to have kids and they settle in, and that's all good.
I hear ya. Jeff Lutz.
I know that, dude.
It's hard for me to believe that you folks don't understand the way of the world.
No duh, right?
97.5 and 1240 KFH.
And it's going to be legendary.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. It's a Monday edition, the Bob and Jeff Show, KFH Radio. Bob Lutz, Jeff Lutz. We're here for the next 2 hours. Max Power producing, engineering, 869-1240. That's the IHOP hotline. It is a new week, a new month since we last spoke to you. How's June going for you so far?
Man, I really, at times, wish that you hadn't raised me to be a baseball fan.
Why'd you shave your...
Because I shaved tried to trim my mustache, and it was kind of uneven, so I just got rid of everything. I'll grow it back, and it'll be all good.
Why don't you like being a baseball fan?
My team's 39-20, and the loss yesterday, it has consumed me. I've worked myself into a shoot, as they say.
Well, you know why that is. It's very simple to explain. You got 3 games coming up against the Royals. You're nervous about it. And that's the reason for that.
3 games, but we're 4 up, so I'll be in first place after all of those games.
But if you lose all 3, you'll be distraught, and you know it. And you're not looking forward to this series.
It's not really that. I'm ready to play. I don't like having an off day today. I don't like going to Twitter and not being able to see a lineup.
You don't like having to listen to Rex Hudler. You don't like...
I'm not going to listen to Rex Hudler.
You don't like any of it. I'm explaining to you why...
I thought I was...
After a loss yesterday...
I thought I was explaining to you how I feel.
To the Nationals, in which you gave up 4 runs early. I'm explaining to you why...
I know what happened.
Sit well with you.
No, I just don't like to lose. I hate losing. It has nothing to do with the next opponent. It has nothing to do...
I'm telling you it does.
Oh, okay. I'm telling you...
I'm throwing out that, and I believe it. And
you can believe whatever you want. Again,
I'm
not
like
stopping
I'm right.
I'm not stopping you from your beliefs.
I don't like this series coming up for the Cardinals in Houston.
Okay.
But we're going to go play it. And
we play tonight. We do not.
And see what happens.
Well, good luck.
And we'll have Jaylon Thompson here momentarily at 2:25 to talk about the Royals. See?
Do we have to?
See?
What do you mean?
That's just more evidence.
I don't like the
Of
Royals.
course I want to talk about the Royals. They've got a big series with the Guardians coming up. Of course I'm going to talk about that.
Why don't you handle that interview?
All right, I'll be happy to.
Why don't we get Tom Hamilton on the show?
No, because I don't want to. We're a Kansas-based radio station.
Don't we want to present both sides?
We have many more Royals fans here than we do any other team. So I wonder what that would look like. If you counted them up, I wonder if the number of Royals fans outnumber the fans of all other teams. I'm going to say no.
No.
In Sedgwick County.
We got lots of Cubs fans.
That's what I mean.
We got some Cardinals fans.
We got a lot of Yankees fans everywhere.
There are some Yankees fans.
You got fans of different teams.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
So
but maybe Royals is kind of number one. We've got a few Twins fans in the mix.
A few,
I think. Unfortunately, Joe Hour's a White Sox fan. I was trying to think the other day, and I didn't get too far down the list. Do I know a fan, at least one,
no,
of every team?
No, you don't.
I do not.
You don't know a Mets fan?
Yeah, I do. I have family who are Mets fans. People who live up in New York where I've
oh, really?
stayed.
You talk to them.
Yes.
You don't know a Diamondbacks fan. You don't know an
think I
Angels
do.
fan.
Do I know an Angels
You
fan?
don't know a Mariners fan.
I feel like I know a Mariners fan.
I'm not sure you know a Giants fan.
Chris Lamb.
Oh, that's right. An A's fan?
I'm not sure. I'd have to really stop and think about it. But, I mean, I've got the Astros. I've got the Rangers. I've obviously got the Cardinals. Ted Woodward's a Pirates fan, as is Tom Seals, the old Wichita
You know
Eagle
a
guy.
Phillies fan?
Joel T., but he's kind of a Cubs and a Phillies fan.
Yeah, he doesn't really count. You don't know a Marlins fan.
No, not really. So that's why I said I didn't get too far down the list.
There's a bunch you don't know.
But I know some Reds people, obviously Yankee people, Red Sox,
Who's a Red Sox
Orioles. Oh, I know some.
Well, give me a.
I don't need to name names. Orioles, I know.
Who?
Kevin Haskin for one.
He's my friend.
But I'm saying, do I know him? Know a guy out in Ohio, Mike. He's an Orioles fan.
So we had a lot of X, Twitter, whatever you call it. There's a controversy now every single day. There's nothing that flies by. It's all played up. It's all thrown out there to get reaction. It's all a big deal. Stuart Mandel made a great point. Does everything have to be this? Can't we
Yes.
just like Caitlin Clark and be a little bit peeved that somebody pushed her around and move on without it becoming a somebody's source of 7 tweets to try to give us the societal meaning of everything? What happened to those days?
I don't know, but I'm trying to stay out of all that. And trying is a key word there. I'm not always succeeding, but I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like everyone being trying to be on the moral high ground, and I'm better than you, and this is what.
And now the latest is Pat McAfee, your guy.
My guy.
Yeah, you like him.
I do.
On his show today, referring to Caitlin Clark, you'd have to see it.
I saw it.
Now, he wasn't
The B word.
necessarily being negative toward Caitlin Clark, but the language he chose to describe her is despicable and sickening.
I don't know if I go quite that
Yeah,
far.
I would.
It was dumb.
It was sick.
I didn't understand
Now, listen.
it. I didn't get it.
I'm not a big guy when it comes to, what. This is so confusing. Should he lose his job over it?
He won't.
Should he?
I don't know. I mean,
Tell me the appeal of Pat McAfee. You're young. You're
not that
roughly
young.
his age.
About his age.
He's what, 38, 30?
I don't know the appeal necessarily of Pat
Tell me
McAfee.
what it is, because
he's entertaining. He's off the cuff.
Am I ever entertained by Pat McAfee?
Oh, that's your decision. I'm just trying to play the card that the people who like him would use.
Is he funny?
Have I really laughed at him? Not really.
Does he have a great sense of humor, or is he just bombastic?
I don't know.
Well, you listen to him.
I do?
Sure you do.
When?
You've listened to him more than I have.
Like,
Somebody tell me.
I don't listen to Pat McAfee's show. I don't watch his show. I hear him on Monday Night Raw. That's pretty
Is he
much
funny on Monday Night Raw?
I don't know. He makes Michael Cole laugh a bunch. He's irreverent, so I think people gravitate toward that.
Is that where he belongs? Just being irreverent, and he seems to belong on WWE far more than he should be on ESPN or any reputable outfit or organization.
Well, ESPN, I feel like, has slowly been moving into, you start with First Take, then First Take becomes, in a relative sense, a little watered down. We got to get a little more edgy. The next thing after that has to be a little more edgy. I mean, they tried it with the Pardon My Take guys. I know you probably don't know who that is.
I don't know. Pardon My Take.
That didn't work.
It?
They're just a couple.
Pardon my interruption.
You've heard of the
Those guys are my age.
You've heard of Barstool.
Yeah, I don't.
Those guys, they try to get in bed with Barstool. It lasted about a week. So they're just trying to get into that territory that is edgy but also somewhat safe.
I don't. Do I get it? Tell me what I get. Because here I am.
Unlike you, I'm not going to tell you what you feel.
No, I want you to. I want you to explain to me what I'm feeling. At my age, I've been in the media virtually my entire life.
Again, when I'm 70...
Tell me what I'm feeling.
When I'm 70, if I'm still dealing in what Pat McAfee, those types of people are saying, and I care at all, I'm going to be really disappointed with myself.
So you're telling me I should be really disappointed?
In yourself, yes.
In myself.
Probably.
I should look inward and say, what are you doing?
What is this? Why does this even register with me?
Why do I care? Why am I not doing what you think a nearly 70-year-old man should be doing? Whatever that is. What in your mind should a 70-year-old man
not delving into the dearth of society and not lowering yourself to who's tweeting what about when
so
or
tell
where.
me what I should do.
I don't know, but
be blunt here. I'm
go
giving
read
you
a
an
book or
opportunity.
something. Read a book, go outside, take a walk. I mean, you think.
But I've been immersed in this world for my entire life, this media world.
But this isn't media anymore. There's no responsibility here. There's no accountability here. There's no journalism here. None of that was any of that. So if you want to be part of that, I guess proceed at your own risk.
869-1240. I am asking because you're not really giving it to me.
I'm helping you.
You're
I'm not
sort of giving it to me.
I'm not going to give it to you, but I'm going to try to lead you to your own answer. You need to come up with that yourself.
The first step would be to get off Twitter completely.
I don't know if get off, that's a cold turkey thing that I don't think you can probably deal with. You might have to start cutting back a little bit or finding some other uses of your time.
It can't be good for one's mental health.
No. Why do you think everyone is in poor mental health?
It can't be good to have this accessible on a phone and just feel like, what am I missing? What am I missing? 24/7.
But what you're missing is you're gonna find out eventually anyway. If it's something that you need to know. Do you really need to know about Pat McAfee?
I do. I feel like I do. I feel like it.
Okay. Well,
I feel like it may. It.
Here's what you need. You need to sit down, take some time, literally, and do this. Make a list. What are the things I need to know that are happening? Just make a list. I need to know what's going on with the Cardinals. Okay. I need to
know that.
Okay. That's what else? What else you really need to know that's going on?
The whole sports world, don't I? I've always known what's going on in sports.
Okay. Then you can know what's going on in sports without.
Why doesn't it involve on the field? Why is it all off the field and acrimony and all this other stuff? It didn't used to be that way.
Like I said, you just get a little bit more inch by inch. It just progresses the way it does.
I just want to know who hit the ball, who caught the ball, who pitched the ball. I want to know the stats.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
Obviously, you don't. When you're truly invested in something, which you seem to have chosen to be, like let's just use the Cardinals, for example. You want to know what's going on in their clubhouse and in their dugout and who's saying
to
what.
To some degree.
And what opinions are being shared. You want to know all that. So if you're going to invest similarly in something else, then you're going to want to know all about it. So that's why I'm saying you need to make a list.
I want to know everything
that's going on. You need to make a
on.
list of the things that you're truly invested
TV,
in.
I want to know that. I want to know about the movies. I want to know about the music world.
See, I know that I'm not truly invested in the world of television, so I don't need to pretend like I am.
I sort of am.
Okay.
I have been my entire life.
You need to make a list.
This isn't new.
Like, I know it's overplayed, but that lady, I don't remember her name, who said you go through your closet or your house, and if something doesn't bring you joy, eliminate it. You can do that from an emotional, mental standpoint. Find the things you think you're truly invested in, make a list, and if you look at it and say, you know what, I really am not, then just get rid of it. It's not that big of a deal.
I feel like I'm emotionally invested in everything.
I feel like you have to be emotionally invested in everything, but you don't.
I'm laughing uncontrollably right now.
Should I be a therapist? I feel like I'm giving out
but you're not helping
some of the greatest advice.
No, because that doesn't really resonate. It all sounds good.
You should do it, though.
It should be a scene in a movie of some kind, but it doesn't apply.
It does apply.
People can't just wash their hands of things. People aren't made that way.
Well, if you're not truly invested, then you should.
How do you define truly invested?
That's how you have to define that for yourself.
What am I not truly invested in?
You have to define that for yourself.
I'm truly invested.
Okay, then I guess don't change your behavior. And then also don't complain about...
But can I talk about Pat McAfee being an irritating bloke? Can I talk about that?
But I don't think that's
as long
necessary.
as I have do a radio show, don't I have to be informed?
No, I don't think it's necessary for you to have an opinion about Pat McAfee.
I think
for one, because
how about
you don't have any context. Because you don't watch the show. You don't really know the context of what he was saying today. I don't either.
Watch the clip.
A clip, exactly.
All right. What about Tommy Pham? Can I have an opinion there?
He's a moron.
And the White Sox announcer, moron.
Oh, yeah. Why don't you set that up for the people who didn't see it?
Because yesterday there was a quote-unquote collision at home plate, although not really. Tommy Pham at third base took off on a fly ball against the Brewers. He was thrown out by a lot.
He could have easily scored, though. He slid right into the tag.
William Contreras, actually, not really. He couldn't have scored. He was out by a mile.
But Contreras was up the line a little bit.
William
to the side of the plate.
had the ball waiting for him. This is what I saw. I don't know what you saw. And tagged him, and they kind of bumped each other. Pham didn't even slide.
He did.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
No, I didn't. I've seen the play.
You need to look at it again. He slid.
Show me the play.
He slid directly into the tag.
Whatever
and
he
could
did.
have avoided it.
Contreras had the ball waiting for him. It was a mild collision, and Contreras said something to Pham, and Pham went, got a little agitated. No punches were thrown. No, the dugouts didn't even empty, but Pham was out there shadow boxing as he made his way back to the outfield. And then in his interview after the game said, basically, I'm here to
I train in the off season because I can F somebody up sometime. That seems to be what he's playing baseball for at this stage. He's playing for a terrible team.
Do we enjoy Tommy Pham?
Look at this play. He slid right into the tag. If I can get it to play again.
Do we enjoy Tommy Pham?
No, we don't enjoy Tommy Pham.
Would you like it if the Guardians acquired him at the trade?
No, he seems like he'd be poison. I would absolutely.
Why do his teams win? Not the White Sox.
Who?
Well, whatever team he goes to at the trade deadline.
The Reds didn't win. Look at this play. You need to find this play.
Well, show me the play. I mean, what is this?
Just look.
Show me the play.
Can you let me just push play, and then you'll see it. He slides right into the tag. He could have scored by going around it.
Sort of slid. It wasn't even really a slide.
But he could have scored, yes?
No.
Yes.
No, he couldn't have.
He was running in the grass.
He was out by a mile.
You need to get your eyes checked.
By the way, Tommy Pham is batting for the White Sox, a terrible team, .280. He has an OPS of .733. Some team will bring him in at the trade deadline.
I don't know about that.
Guarantee it.
Why didn't they sign him in the offseason then?
They don't need him yet. He's a trade deadline guy.
I don't think so.
Completely and
I don't think
fully.
I don't know if anybody still wants a psycho with a 730 OPS on their team.
He's a trade deadline Jim.
What's he, 34?
Whatever he is, some team in the hunt.
No, I think we're at the end of the line with Tommy here.
will pick him up.
It'll be ill-advised.
He's 36.
Yeah. We're at the end of the line.
And I hope it's the Guardians.
It's not going to be the
And
Guardians.
then we'll watch you. Oh, man, we got Tommy Pham. He's going to do...
No, the Guardians.
You are the most predictable.
Do you know how well I know my organization?
No, you don't know.
I do. They would never bring in Tommy Pham. It will never, ever happen. Period. It just won't.
Well, I just hope it. Now against all hope.
It is against all hope. There is no hope.
With everything I believe in, I hope they bring him in.
He has 2 chances of coming into Cleveland. Slim and none. And Slim just left town.
Every ounce of my fiber wants him to be in Cleveland.
You mean every fiber of your ounce?
Every fiber of my being, every ounce of my soul.
Okay, well, I'm telling you right now, it's not going to happen.
Wants him.
He'd be more like a Royals acquisition
To be a Cleveland Guardian.
He'd be
Can't wait for it.
He'd be more of a Royals acquisition. They
All right,
truly need outfield.
Speaking of the Royals, we are going to take a break, and when we return, we're going to talk about the Royals. They've got the Guardians coming into the K tomorrow.
Wrong. That's in Cleveland.
Oh, it's in Cleveland?
Yes.
Are you sure about that?
100%.
That'll make it even more painful.
It will?
When the Royals go in and win 2 out of 3.
Excellent. We'll be 3 up.
Seth Lugo and then Cole Reagans. You got your challenge.
Singer's pitching game 2.
Reagans. I'm going to pitch Reagans.
All right. Good luck.
Can't wait for this.
Have fun.
You need a little bit of a downer. Your team's been too easy so far for you.
That's never easy.
We'll be back with Jaylon Thompson, beat writer of the Royals for the Kansas City Star. He's next. The Bob and Jeff Show, KFH.
Save on Cox Internet when you add Cox Mobile and get fiber-powered internet at home and unbeatable 5G reliability on the go. So whether you're playing a game at home,
Yes, goal.
or attending one live, you can do more without spending more. Learn how to save at cox.com/internet. Cox Internet is connected to the premises via coaxial cable. Cox Mobile runs on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability as measured by Ookla LLC in the U.S. 2H 2023. Results may vary, not an endorsement. Other restrictions apply.
Worried about letting someone else pick out the perfect avocado for your perfect impress them on the third date guacamole? Well, good thing Instacart shoppers are as picky as you are. They find ripe avocados like it's their guac on the line. They are milk expiration date detectives. They bag eggs like the 12 precious pieces of cargo they are. So let Instacart shoppers overthink your groceries so that you can overthink what you'll wear on that third date. Download the Instacart app to get free delivery on your first 3 orders while supplies last. Minimum $10 per order. Additional terms apply.
I met a guy recently who told me that he spends roughly $250,000 a month. I talked to another person recently who made $50 million at the age of 30. What do you do with that money? How do you spend it? How do you not spend it? What do you invest in? If you meet a rich person, these are questions everyone wants to know, but you're too embarrassed to ask. That's the whole premise of MoneyWise. We talk to real people who have made a significant amount of money, and we ask them all about their finances. My name's Sam Parr, and the podcast is called MoneyWise. That's one word, MoneyWise. You can find MoneyWise wherever you get your podcasts.
.40 KFH.
Jaylon Thompson joins us from the Kansas City Star. He is that newspaper's Royals beat writer. Royals off today, but of course I asked Jaylon to come on the show, and he gladly obliged. We appreciate it, Jaylon. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing? It's always fun to, chat with you guys today.
Well, we appreciate that. As you know, my son Jeff, who's my co-host here on the show, is a devout Cleveland Guardians fan. So when I told him we were going to talk to you today, his reaction was, I don't want to talk to Jaylon because the Guardians have the Royals coming into Cleveland for the 3-game set tomorrow. So I apologize if he's rude.
Yeah, I'll be a little standoffish today, Jaylon, if you don't mind.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good.
So that win yesterday to salvage the 3rd game against the Padres was a big one for Kansas City, I feel. They've been scuttling a little bit for really the first time this season. How big was that win in your estimation?
I think it was probably the most important win of the season to this point because when you look at how the Royals have played, they haven't been swept yet, and they were on the verge of getting swept on Sunday. And look at the landscape of their schedule coming up. You mentioned the Cleveland Guardians. But after that, you have the Seattle Mariners, the New York Yankees, and the Los Angeles Dodgers all pretty much lined up. So it was very important to get a victory on Sunday, to have some momentum to go into this monumental series against the Cleveland Guardians this week, and also to pretty much kind of right the ship after you've lost 6 of 7 in the last week or so.
Jaylon, I can't remember. Is this your first or second year on the beat?
So this is my first full year on the beat. I started last year in May, so it's going good so far.
Okay, because I was going to ask you, obviously there have been a lot of personnel changes and a lot of improvement has come from that. But what do you notice maybe intangibly with this team that's different from last year? Just guys acting with more confidence? Because like you said, they hadn't been swept last year. This year they came back to win yesterday and maybe probably a game that they would have lost last year. So what are maybe the things behind the box score that you're seeing that are different?
Like I think what Matt Cottrell Q says all the time, it's all about being relentless. That's his word to describe his team. They're relentless. They fight to the last out. And I think a lot of that goes back to the veterans that they brought in this year. You look at Adam Frazier's and the Hunter Renfro's and Seth Lugo and Michael Walker's of the world, the Will Smith. A lot of those guys, they have been there. They know what it takes to get to the postseason. They know what it takes to win in the postseason. And last year's team, you didn't really have that. You had a lot of young guys that were trying to find their way. So the things like if you get down 3 or 4 runs early in the game, you pretty much knew that the Royals probably wasn't going to come back last year. This is not the same team as it was in 2023 as it is in 2024. More veteran-laden, another year for a lot of the younger core, and they've shown that they will do whatever it takes to try to win a baseball game. And that's why a lot of these games have come down to the wire at the end.
Talking the Royals with Jaylon Thompson from the Kansas City Star. Of course, we all know Bobby Witt, Salvador Perez, those guys are having all-star seasons. Vinny Pasquantino, when he's been healthy, has been a very good player, too, in that offense. Nelson Velasquez has shown some signs of life of late. How important is it to the Royals that MJ Melendez or Hunter Renfroe, or preferably both, start to produce at the level of expectation, because neither has?
Yeah, they need both of those guys to produce at the level they're capable of, especially with them holding a corner outfield spot, because those are two positions where you need that consistent hitting and power to be on display. Because if they can get just one of those guys to hit at the level that they're capable of, like a Hunter Renfroe, for example, if he can get back to hitting the 20 home runs that he has made a staple of his career doing, that just deepens the lineup much more, and it allows them to have more of a consistent threat in the bottom third, that 6, 7, 8 part of the lineup. And I think that the Royals are just going to keep giving them opportunities to show they can do that. Same thing with MJ Melendez in left field. I mean, I believe he's hitting like 160 right now. And there are times when you see him swinging the bat, and it's like, does he know what he's doing up there? A lot. I mean, because he's just off. His timing's off. Then there are other times where he can connect and he can hit the ball into the concourse like he did in Minnesota last week. So it just depends on how he's swinging that day. So they got to get more production out of both of those guys if they really want to go where they want to go.
Jaylon, it seems like, and I don't know if it just seems like, it probably just is, that, from the catching position, there isn't a ton of offense these days. You get, your Will Smiths and your JT Real Mutos and some other guys. But how important is having maybe the best catching situation in baseball for the Royals? The fact that Freddie Fermin has stepped up and played a number of games so Salvi can play first base or DH, and then obviously Salvador himself producing the way he has. That's a huge advantage that they have on other teams.
Yeah, and I think I'm glad you brought that up too, because Freddie Fermin, he doesn't get a lot of shine from a lot of the media, but he is a glue guy as well. And if you see what he can do, his ability to just come step in and get solid contact, he's a great bunter as well. We saw that on Sunday when he had a bunt for a base hit. And when Salvi goes down or has to go to first base or anything like that, Freddie steps right on in and the team doesn't miss a beat. He's just as connected as Salvi is with the pitching staff, and I think that the more opportunities he gets, the better that he rounds into form and he gets that rhythm going. And I think we kind of seen it a little bit where they would have Vinny Pasquantino as designated hitter, Salvi at first base, Freddie behind the plate. So there's times where you've seen both of them in the lineup at the same point, and I think that the Royals, they understand what they have in Freddie. They understand what they have in their strong catching group, and they want to deploy it. So it's just a matter of can they keep it going.
Jaylon Thompson with us from the Kansas City Star. We're talking about the Royals. They are 4 games behind Cleveland right now in the American League Central, but they have virtually the same run differential as Cleveland. You mentioned this difficult upcoming schedule for the Royals. The next 13 games are against Cleveland, Seattle, the Yankees, and the Dodgers. How important is it for the Royals to at least stay within striking distance of Cleveland over the next couple of weeks?
Yeah, I think it's really important, and I think this series that begins on Tuesday is important to set the tone, because this is going to be the first time that the Royals and Guardians have played this year, and it's kind of odd that we're in the June and they haven't played in their division rivals. But that there's a lot of games that's going to be between both of them, and if you want to win the American League Central, you have to win the head-to-head matchups, and I think that's why the Cleveland series is probably the most important one. The next 4 that are coming up, if you can stay in contention with the Guardians and you play well against those teams, like you played Seattle before, and you know they have the pitching. You know what the Yankees are going to bring with the offense with Juan Soto and Aaron Judge, and you know the Dodgers have Shohei Ohtani, Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, and those are just the top elite teams. So I think if you can just stay in competitive with those teams and you take care of business against the Guardians and the Mariners, you will be in a good spot. If I'm looking at the Royals and the stretch they're going to be on.
Because while the Royals are playing Cleveland and then that difficult schedule we've talked about, after this series, Cleveland has Miami, Cincinnati, Toronto, and Seattle, and then another series with Toronto. So a much easier go of it for Cleveland over the next 2 weeks. Go ahead, Jeff.
So, Jaylon, you always hear that, we're not going to put extra stock in these games. They're all just one game, and it is June after all. But do you think that would be the healthy viewpoint for the Royals? Do you think they should maybe say or admit that they are putting a little bit extra into these games because it could decide their, summer fate?
Yeah, I know for a fact that the Royals are going to say, it's just one day at a time, and they're just trying to win just that day. But if you look at it as a Royals fan and you're watching games, you know that this series with the Guardians is circled on the calendar because of how great they have gotten off to a start of the 2024 season, and just as the Royals have as well. Like I said, the head-to-head matchups are so important when it comes down to trying to win a division. And it looks like that the Royals are going to be in the thick of things with the Guardians and the Twins as well. So I think that this series is uber important for many reasons, and I wouldn't be surprised. The way it lines up, you're going to have Seth Lugo and you're going to have Brady Singer the first 2 days, and we'll see what they do on Thursday now that Michael Wacha is on the injury list. But you got your best pitchers going, and I think that's not by design, too, because it allows them to potentially see if they can win a series.
Jaylon Thompson with us. It's also interesting because I don't know the last time the Royals have been preparing for a series of this magnitude. It's been a long time. It's been probably since 2015 that people were this peak for a series that the Royals are going to be playing. I want to ask you before we let you go about Salvador Perez, because the guy is ageless and he's having a remarkable year. He's going to be on the All-Star team again. He's still in the hunt, as far as I'm concerned, for American League MVP, although right now I'd probably have to say Juan Soto would be the front runner. But you watch Salvador play each day. What do you see from that guy? Why is he still able to perform at this level at his age? And he's not an old man, but for a catcher he is.
It's the love of the game. It's the passion that, he brings to the field each and every day. When you look at how Salvi plays the game, he plays it in a way where it's just fun. It's like he's like a kid, and he gets to live out his dream. And he never gets too high, he never gets too low, in wins and losses. And that rubs off on his teammates too, where that you have the Salvi splashes where he splashes his teammate after every victory at home or on the road. I think that fuels him, because he doesn't look at it as like, oh, I'm getting older. He looks at it as I'm getting better, I'm getting wiser every time that I step out on that field. And you can see it in his numbers this year. The Royals started winning, and you see how his numbers have taken. He has the next step. He has a pep in his step. And I think I mentioned to you the last time I was on the show, but he was like, he saw his former teammates from the 2014 and 2015 team. They're all retired, and he doesn't want to go there yet. He doesn't want to retire yet. He still thinks he has a couple more years left in him, and I think he's proven it on the field.
All right, we really appreciate you coming on to talk about the Royals. Again, a big series starting tomorrow night in Cleveland with the Guardians. You can hear all three of those games right here on KFH. Jaylon, thank you very much.
Have fun in Cleveland.
Yeah. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it.
See you later. Jaylon Thompson. You did well. You held yourself together there.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a professional.
That's an interesting series.
Anyway.
And the Royals are in that a precarious spot, which, hey, after the spots they've been in for the last 8 or 9 years, they welcome this, obviously. But they're in a spot now where their upcoming schedule, they got to tread water here. They got a very difficult next 13 games.
Yeah, and the Twins' schedule gets lighter, and they get Royce Lewis back, so they're still going to be a threat in that division. It's going to probably be a 3-team race. And man, I'm so nervous and excited for what my organization is going to look like.
We don't care.
At the end of July.
We don't care.
After you take a number one pick, and
nobody
after
cares.
the trade deadline, and after you've called up.
You're not going to do anything at the trade deadline.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, you never
these
do.
opportunities come along so often.
We'll see what you do. Stop
you.
it with your excitement.
Well, I am excited. I'm very nervous, though. I can't wait. It's like this just ball of nervous energy.
Stop it. Would
Can't
you?
do it.
You spent the first segment telling me what I need to do. I'm telling you.
No, I didn't.
I don't know if you know this, but Nick Swardson is coming to Century 2 Concert Hall on Sunday, September 29th. Are you aware of that?
I'm not until just now.
We're gonna give away some tickets here, right, Max? Am I right about that? I'm asking Max Power, our producer.
Maybe we are.
Look, I thought that was a text thing. Let me reread it.
Yeah, but I got to tell people what to text, what to do. I don't know. Check it out.
What do they have to do?
Listeners will text the keyword jokes to 20357 for a chance to win. You can enter that keyword once a day. The giveaway dates are today through Friday. We have 20 tickets, 10 pairs, 10 winners. And that's how you go about going to see Nick Swardson.
You went through that code and number pretty quick, and I'll tell it again for the people.
Text jokes to 20357.
Jokes to 20357.
God, you can't even talk. This is why
20357.
Say that again. No, don't
jokes.
No, don't do that stuff.
Text 20357.
Don't do that. Don't do that, Ray. Just do it in your natural voice. Do it.
Text jokes.
No. Text jokes to 20357.
Text jokes to 20357.
You're terrible at that.
I'm so good as a
That's
pitch
why
man.
you never get asked.
Why don't I get asked?
Because of that.
It's brutal.
Try it again.
Text jokes.
See? You can't do it.
You do it in your normal voice.
Text jokes to 20357.
Nobody talks like that. Text jokes to 20357.
Max, I do that superbly. Would you agree?
Yes,
He
indeed.
wouldn't.
Thank you. That's a totally.
Text jokes to 20357. It's pretty simple.
I mean, you're just awful at it.
Thought I
Do you know Nick Swardson?
I would if I saw him. I get him and some other guys confused, but I'm pretty sure I know him.
I had my wife sit down with me yesterday in the throes of her wanting to work on other things, but I almost demanded it because I wanted to watch the Conan O'Brien where he's eating the
Hot ones.
Yeah, again.
Is it funny?
Oh, it's hilarious.
I watched some of it. My attention span. You would be shocked at how much it's eroding.
It's so funny, and he's so funny, and I don't know. I mean, I'm a big Conan guy now.
He's funny. Can you believe he's been around for over 30 years?
It's amazing.
It is amazing.
It's so good. It's one of the best, whatever it was, 40 minutes of television I've had the pleasure of watching this year.
40
so
minutes,
funny.
really? Thought it was like 20.
And that concept is brilliant. And it just, I want to go back and watch more of them when I have some more free time.
All right. Where do you watch them? I just
On
see them on
YouTube.
YouTube. So you get on YouTube on your TV?
Sure.
All right, good stuff.
What do you think? I'm some moron?
A little.
Really? You think I'm a moron?
Technologically, I would say.
You don't think I can get on YouTube?
On your TV?
I post videos to YouTube.
On your TV? No, I think
all the time.
I think you'd struggle getting it on your TV. On your phone and computer? Absolutely, 100%.
Have you seen
flawless.
some of our League 42 interviews on YouTube?
Sure, I have.
We got an
Not
entire
on
channel
YouTube, but
devoted to
on Facebook.
Look for League 42 Wichita on YouTube.
I'll do that.
They're all there throughout the years.
I just took YouTube off my TV.
Why?
It's kind of consolidating. Not consolidating. Whatever the word is.
You don't want YouTube?
Paring down. Not on my TV.
YouTube's one of my go-tos.
I watch YouTube all the time on my phone.
What about your family? What if they want to watch it?
I don't think they... no, that doesn't happen. Nobody watches YouTube on the television.
Why wouldn't you want that? Well, you don't have a big screen.
I have a huge screen.
I mean, I want the 70-inch YouTube experience as often as I can get it.
It's exciting.
And you settle for the little, what is it, a 5-inch screen on your phone?
I'm not missing anything. It's right in front of my face. There's no details that are getting by me.
I view size of television as a real status thing.
Are you going to write that down as one of the things you're really invested in? Yes. I bet you will.
Yes.
That matters to you.
I can't imagine sitting around with a 32-inch TV. And there was a time when that was huge. Remember that time?
Sure.
I mean, 25-inch used to be, oh my God, what? You got to be
I'm
kidding.
not that old.
You got a 25-inch TV, and we just loved it.
Yeah, so what's the deal? What's the problem?
Well, I mean, now technology's advanced to the point where you got all this great stuff.
I'm not trying to spend $1,000 on a television or more. It's not going to be my play. $150, I can get a TV just fine.
$1,000 to me is,
yeah, to you,
a little
I'm sure
different than it is to you.
Probably so.
That's walking around money.
Well,
I got that in my.
Why don't you walk around and drop some of
I
it?
probably got that in the couch over there.
Okay, well, go upstairs and I'll look.
And you would too.
Absolutely.
If you found $1,000 sitting here, and knowing what you've already done,
sure, I'd run off with it.
Would you take it?
Oh, absolutely.
What if I called the police?
About what?
That you'd taken $1,000.
How would you know?
Because I just set it out someday.
Oh, okay. Well, do that.
I'm going to.
All right. You're going to set out $1,000.
Yeah.
Well, does anyone know where you live?
I'm going to
Because
set
you're
it
going to
out
get
on
some
my
breaking
chair.
and entering calls.
I'm going to set it out on my chair, and I'm going to see if you just someday just take it.
Okay.
And I got cameras here.
You do?
Yes.
No, you don't.
Of course I do.
You're just saying that so the breaking and entering people will be discouraged.
No, I've got cameras.
Where?
You don't need to know.
You don't have cameras in here.
Of course I do.
I never know what you mean when you say, of course I do. Usually it's a lie.
What do you mean usually? What do I say when it's the truth?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I do. Okay, I'll say it like that. Yeah, I do.
Of course, yeah, I do. I mean,
Yeah, I do. I do. How do you
why
want me to
wouldn't
say it?
I don't know. Just
I'll say it any way you want. Ask me again.
You have cameras in your home.
How's that? Yep.
Sad. It's kind of sad. What do you use? What do you think they're for?
I like to look at them.
What do you look at?
Just see what's going on with Misty.
Are they hidden cameras?
See what's going on with Misty.
Really?
Yeah.
So when you're out somewhere else, you look at your Misty cam.
Of course I do.
It's novel.
There it is again.
It's a novel idea. See?
Do I?
I don't know.
Yeah.
See, don't you? Everyone in the world would say you're lying, and it's sociopathic behavior to be good at lying. So,
am I good at lying?
Are you?
Yeah, apparently.
Are you?
I don't know. I don't lie.
Me neither.
So, I mean, I don't know if I'm good at it. I don't do it.
Never. Why are you blanking? Are you okay?
I'm fine. Just trying to think of the next topic, and I don't know what it's going to be.
It'll be something.
It's been a busy day, and not much has been accomplished. So I don't like busy days where not much.
Well, then what is the business?
I will say this: I want to thank the Wichita Wind Surge and the Northwest Arkansas Naturals and their parent organizations for stepping up in a big way. Because on Friday, June 28th, at the McAdams Park Baseball Complex, we're going to have a baseball skills clinic with players from the Wind Surge and the Northwest Arkansas Naturals. And it's going to last from 10 till noon. We're going to have 10 players from each team. I've heard from, my goodness, Drew McPhail, the Director of Player Development for the Twins, has been all over it, as has Mitch Meyer, the Director of Player Development for the Kansas City Royals. They're putting this together. Mitch Meyer.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't come across as a guy that doesn't know anything.
I thought it was Mitch Mayer.
No, it's Mitch Meyer.
You're probably right.
What's wrong with you?
I got to look it up. I thought I was sounding smart there for a second.
No, you're not. Did you hesitate to bring it up?
Yeah, a little.
Next time, just don't.
It is Meyer. Good job. You were right. See, I was testing you.
So they've arranged for 10 players from each team and the managers and a coach or two to come out and lead that clinic. I've already got this many kids from League 42 signed up.
Fantastic. Who's the manager of Northwest Arkansas?
I don't know. You'll have to look that up.
I'm very fascinated by major league coaching staffs and minor league managers. You get a lot of blasts from the past that way. But, yeah, that sounds like an extremely great opportunity.
Well, it's going to be incredible. The Royal Sport Development Team will also be here to set up the clinic. It's crazy.
Beautiful.
We look forward to it. Right now, we'll take a break. We've got an hour left. We're going to have a Bob and Jeff draft of NBA all-time coaches.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, after you take Red, who's left?
A lot of people.
Phil Jackson, Pat Riley.
Why don't you just relax?
That's how it'll go. Somebody will take Red, then the next person will take Phil and Pat, and then it's over.
Well,
you got to think about these things.
I don't think that's how it's going to go.
That's exactly how it's going to go.
I don't think so.
I do.
Yeah.
Or Pop.
Why do you have to ruin the draft? Now I don't want to do that.
Because yours is too easy.
Then pick another category.
I just told you how the first 4 picks will go.
Everyone knew that already. You didn't have to spoil it.
There's certain games, certain drafts, you don't have any idea who's going to pick what.
Number 1's usually pretty clear.
But 2 and 3 aren't, and certainly 4.
Well, you got 4. You got a Mount Rushmore of coaches.
And they'll be the first 4, and who cares after that?
Well, we'll see. Maybe I'll win. I won last week. I think I'm on a streak now.
Back with more after this.
Save on Cox Internet when you add Cox Mobile and get fiber-powered internet at home and unbeatable 5G reliability on the go. So whether you're playing a game at home,
Yes, goal.
or attending one live, you can do more without spending more. Learn how to save at cox.com/internet. Cox Internet is connected to the premises via coaxial cable. Cox Mobile runs on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability as measured by Ookla LLC in the U.S. 2H 2023. Results may vary, not an endorsement. Other restrictions apply.
Everybody knows it. Toyota trucks are the stuff of legends. Rugged, durable, everlasting. Toyota makes trucks that just don't quit. And now Toyota is driving that legacy toward the future with 2 of their most powerful trucks ever, the new Tundra and the all-new Tacoma. In a half-ton Tundra, you can rule the roads. From the comfort of a spacious cabin with connected tech and plenty of hauling power, the Tundra is ready to work hard and play even harder. Or check out the all-new 24 Tacoma, redesigned and electrified to maximize your adventure. With a bevy of available off-road driving and power transfer modes, you will effortlessly crush the conditions. And with the Tacoma's reimagined interior, you'll do it in style. And right now, your local Toyota dealer has more vehicles in stock and is making delivery on new vehicles almost every day. So don't wait. Buy a Tundra or Tacoma today. Visit buyatoyota.com for deals and more. Toyota, let's go places.
I met a guy recently who told me that he spends roughly $250,000 a month. I talked to another person recently who made $50 million at the age of 30. What do you do with that money? How do you spend it? How do you not spend it? What do you invest in? If you meet a rich person, these are questions everyone wants to know, but you're too embarrassed to ask. That's the whole premise of MoneyWise. We talk to real people who have made a significant amount of money, and we ask them all about their finances. My name's Sam Parr, and the podcast is called MoneyWise. That's one word, MoneyWise. You can find MoneyWise wherever you get your podcasts.